It's been no secret whatsoever that the Moto X was coming, but now it's finally here. It's the first cross-carrier hero phone out of Motorola since it was taken under Google's wing, and make no mistake, this phone is amazing. Let me talk about what the Moto X is like. One could argue that Motorola has not been so focused on design the last few years, at least not from a mainstream consumer standpoint. The whole Droid line for Verizon really kind of catered to people who were a little bit more intense about their technology. It had hard angles, Kevlar toughness, and scary robot eyes. But the Motorola X is very different. It's incredibly smooth, with even the glass screen bending over the corners, making everything feel nicely rounded. The back has a satisfying curve to it, and to accommodate this, Motorola had to build a special non-rectangular battery with a stepped design so that the curved back is full of battery instead of air. That's kind of the theme for the build of this device. There's essentially no wasted space. The clearest way we can drive that home is that it has the exact same size screen as the HTC One, but the Moto X is significantly shorter and a bit narrower. It also weighs 4.58 ounces versus 5.04 ounces on the One, and this is quite a feat. You have a device with the same large screen, but it feels much lighter in your hand. Out front, there's a 4.7-inch AMOLED display that comes in at 720 by 1280 pixels, which is 316 pixels per inch. Now, this may be a disappointment for some who were hoping for a 1080p display like other flagship devices out there, but the thing is, most people won't notice or won't even care. 316 pixels per inch is still pretty intense. The iPhone 5's Retina is 326, which is only 10 pixels per inch more. More so, the screen is bright and the colors looked good, and the blacks were that inky darkness you'll like on an AMOLED screen. Suffice to say, 99% of people are gonna think this is awesome. Now, as far as performance, Motorola is doing something pretty unique with the guts on this phone. It uses the new X8 mobile computing system. Now, this isn't an SoC, it's a series of discrete products that Motorola put together on one board. Now, the CPU is a slightly dated Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro dual-core clocked at 1.7 GHz, but there is also a quad-core Adreno 320 GPU and two low-power processors, one for natural language and one for contextual computing. That is a total of 8 cores, all optimized for different tasks, and it also has 2 GB of RAM under the hood. But what's actually important, though, is that this thing is fast. Now, essentially, it's every bit as quick as the HTC One, Galaxy S4, or iPhone 5. Apps fly open and scrolling is smooth. We expect this will only improve when it gets the most recent Android update. Now, despite the fact that Motorola is now a Google company, the Moto X is launching with Android 4.2.2 Jelly Bean. Considering that Android 4.3 was released just a week ago and it wasn't a major update, it's kind of surprising that the Motorola X does not have Android 4.3, but you know, I'm not complaining. Now, touchless control. Now, this debuted last week with the new Motorola Droid line for Verizon. This basically, what happens is the Moto X will always be waiting for you to say, "Okay, Google," now if you enable that. It will then spring to life to obey your voice command, even when the phone is off. Now, that may include navigation, looking something up, making a call, sending a text or email, creating a reminder for yourself, setting an alarm, or any number of things. Another cool feature on the Motorola X is active display. Moto did some research and claims that the average person turns their phone on and off 60 times per day. A lot of the time it's just to check the time or see what notifications they have. You see the blinking light and you want to know what it is. Well, rather than using a flashing LED, active display will briefly show the time of day and icons for whatever notifications you have waiting for you, and when you pull the phone out of your bag or pocket or something and you turn it over from face down, it'll basically do this using only the low power cores, and it will use very little energy. If you get a new notification, the timeline icon will gently pulse every now and then on your phone screen until you check it. Now, the Moto X is a 10 megapixel camera that's using slightly different sensor technology than most other mobile phones. It's called clear pixel technology, and this camera is very good in general. I'm not going to say too much about it now because I haven't had detailed chance to test it, but it's fine. Now, as far as customization, the Moto X is going to be the most customizable phone yet. Moto is setting up an online customization store where you'll be able to choose from 2 colors, 18 back colors, 7 accent colors, and even print a message on your back, like your email address, in case you misplace it. Customization is included in the price, and Motorola is promising delivery in 4 days. Now, speaking of that, availability. Well, the Moto X will be available in late August or early September on Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, T-Mobile, US Cellular, and others. Suggested retail is $200 for the 16GB version or $250 for the 32GB version with 2-year contracts, though carriers may discount it as they will. It also comes with 50GB of storage in Google Drive for 2 years, and that's in addition to the 15GB you already get for free. 65GB is nothing to sniff at, and there's also going to be an unlocked version of the Moto X coming to the Play Store, although pricing has not yet been announced for that. Overall, I'm extremely impressed with this new phone, and I can't wait to see what it's really like when I get a full review of it. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.